Okay, so let me just begin with the questions remaining from last session. Okay, would it be fair to say that an arhat has a longer road to full enlightenment than a bodhisattva? Yes, because an arhat first attains liberation, and then they have to begin at the beginning of the bodhisattva path all over again. Whereas if you practice the bodhisattva path initially, then you go to full awakening without, taking the detour to liberation first. Okay. Would you explain what access concentration is? When we are meditating on serenity or shamatha, then the full attainment of serenity is what is called access concentration. And access concentration is just below the first jhana. So your concentration is not as deep as in the first jhana, but you have control over your mind, so you can place your mind on a virtuous object, and have it stay there. And the 5 hindrances are suppressed. So I'm going to talk more about the 5 hindrances this session, but they are basically sensual desire, ill will. 3rd is dullness and drowsiness. 4th is restlessness and regret. And 5th is doubt. And so these are 5 particular hindrances that prevent us from attaining the shamatha, or serenity. So the access concentration has suppressed those so they don't get in the way anymore. Okay. And then you started to speak about levels of selfishness. Like, this is mine, and they started it. Do you want to say more on that? Okay, so in, our normal way of speaking, I think we all kind of know what selfishness means. It's just somebody who's just always thinking, me. I want what I want when I want it. That's our motto, isn't it? I want what I want when I want it, and the world owes it to me, and people should give it to me, and if they don't, they are bad, they are wrong, they are evil, and they should change as soon as possible. Agree?
Yes.
I'm glad you agree that my way is the right way, and you should all serve me. Yes. Okay, so the reason there's so much conflict in the world is we all have this thought, but we all want different things. And we see things as there being a limited pie. So if somebody else gets it, I won't get it. Yeah. And so that perspective, it's like at lunch. Yeah, there's one thing of shepherd's pie there, one tray. And if all the people who go before you in the lunch line take big portions, I don't get any. It's a fixed pie. It can all disappear. I don't get any. Okay? So we have that perspective on things. If somebody else gets it, I don't. And if somebody else gets it, I should have it too. In fact, I should have twice as much. Why? Because I'm me. Which is a very good reason, isn't it? I'm me, therefore I should have more of the good stuff, less of the bad stuff. Yeah, so because we all have this self-centered thought, and, we want different things, and we tend to get into competitions about stuff, then, we just create so much unnecessary conflict for ourselves. Yeah, don't we? So much unnecessary conflict. So that's one level of self-centeredness that we kind of all recognize, yeah? There's another level of self-centeredness that's a little bit more subtle. And this is where we, well, not a little bit, but more, definitely more subtle. This is where we're really focused on our liberation as being more important than everybody else's liberation. Okay, so my spiritual practice is more important than anybody else's. I need to be free of cyclic existence. It doesn't matter about everybody else. You know, I mean, it's nice if they can get liberated, but I'm the important one. So my energies are going towards liberating myself, and everybody else can just kind of toddle along. Okay? So this is a different degree of self-centeredness, isn't it? Where you know, the self-centeredness is over our own liberation. So we say that this is the kind of self-centeredness that an arhat has. Yeah. At the same time, arhats still have way more compassion than we do. Yeah, way more love and compassion than we do. But they do have this kind of self-centeredness. So what the masters recommend is if we can really work on our self-centeredness, all the different layers of it from the get-go, and enter the bodhisattva path from the beginning, then we actually wind up at full awakening faster. Okay? Yeah?
Where that compassion is directed to?
Towards sentient beings. Yeah. No, arhats meditate on love and compassion. Sometimes they're painted in the scriptures as being very selfish because they care about their own liberation. But that's just a caricature. In actual fact, they have, you know, quite a bit of love and compassion, much greater than ours. Okay. This kind of spiritual selfishness we can also see in a grosser form in ourselves right now. Yeah, like when you're sitting and meditating and somebody's making a noise. They're disturbing me. My meditation is so important and they're disturbing me. Do you ever have that kind of thought? Yeah? Instead of the mind saying, oh, you know, oh, somebody came in late, I hope they're okay. Or somebody's coughing, I hope their throat feels better. Or there's a bird chirping, wow, how beautiful. May that bird be liberated from all of samsara. You know, there's so many different ways to greet sound. But the self-centered thought says, you know, my meditation more important than anybody else's. And, you know, the whole world should focus on my meditation. And give me the proper conditions. And shut up. Yeah, because I'm meditating on compassion, so be quiet. Don't disturb me. Yeah? And it's, you know, so easy. You can see it sometimes. It's like, I need all the right conditions for my Dharma practice. Yeah, I can't practice Dharma unless I have the right conditions. So first, everybody has to do what I want. Then I'll have the right conditions and I'll be able to study properly and meditate properly and do everything properly. Yeah. Right? And so that's why we never get to the meditation cushion, because the conditions just aren't right. Yeah, and I can't practice until the whole world changes and I have the right conditions. And that's completely missing the boat, because practice means dealing with what is. Yeah, whatever is right now is our situation of practice. And if we're not happy with something, that's what we practice with. Yeah, where are we ever going to go where we're happy with everything around us? Where are we ever going to go? Yeah, where everybody's nice to us, nobody insults us, everybody's quiet when we want them to be quiet, everybody laughs when we want them to laugh. Where are we ever going to go? It's impossible. Okay? So we have to, Dharma practice means practicing, transforming our mind with whatever circumstance we're in at any particular moment. Yeah? And you look at, during the Cultural Revolution, the people in Tibet and in China who were imprisoned, the monks and nuns and lay Buddhists who were imprisoned, they practiced right there in prison. Yeah, can you imagine trying to practice in a Chinese prison? We correspond with inmates. Some of the situations these people are in is amazing, and yet they practice. I remember during one retreat, we got a letter from one guy, and he says, I'm doing the Vajrasattva meditation. I'm in a room full of a dormitory full of 300 people. Some are sleeping, some are screaming, some are listening to music, some are talking, some are crying. There's everything going on in here. And there's a light, and I'm in the top bunk, and there's a light bulb, bare light bulb, 2 feet in front of my face. But I'm meditating and doing my practice. That person is really practicing. Yeah. We have so many good conditions, and we whine. It's too hot, it's too cold. It's too early in the morning, it's too late at night. Okay? So, wherever we are, we just have to use those circumstances and forget all your expectations of, yeah, because we all kind of, especially as Westerners, we come in and we're chock-a-block full of expectations. Now, I'm going to sit down and meditate, and bliss is going to fill me up. And Buddha's going to appear before me. And all my anger and all my attachment is going to totally disappear. Yeah. Yeah, and then you sit down and, our mind's going berserky, isn't it? Anybody here who didn't get distracted during that last meditation session? We all got distracted, didn't we? We're all in the same boat. Yeah, so drop the expectations and just deal with the situation right in front of us. That's good enough. Yeah. Okay, so I wanted to talk about the guides fits in very well with what I wanted to talk about, which is the 5 hindrances, which are 5 particular mental factors or states of mind that are particularly obnoxious in inhibiting us from generating serenity. There's many others as well, but these ones are particularly interfering. So the first one is sensual desire. That means we like things of our senses. We like to see beautiful things. You want to see people who are really good looking. Wow, there's Buddha boy. On his white horse, is he good looking? You want to see good looking things, nice artwork. Yeah, beautiful view. Yeah, we want to see nice things. We want to hear nice things. The kind of music we like, the sounds of the birds, but only when we want to hear them. Yeah, we want to hear praise. We want to hear approval. We want to hear people saying all sorts of wonderful things about us behind our back. Okay, we're very, these sensual experiences with their ears. Nose, we want to smell nice scents, don't we? Those chocolate chip cookies, that vegetable soup that she was making this afternoon. You know, and we like to smell nice smells, okay? We like to taste nice things. You know, we like the certain kinds of food, and, you know, if we want spicy food, that tastes good. If we don't like spicy food, we don't want that. Yeah, so we like certain kinds of food. Yeah. Then tactile sensation, we want, you know, we want a meditation cushion that is just soft enough but not too soft. We want the room to be at the right temperature, not too hot, not too cold. Of course, everybody in the room can't agree on what too hot and too cold are. Okay, but it should be the way I want it. You know, we want just the bed should be, you know, the right kind of firmness. We shouldn't be hungry. We shouldn't be thirsty. No pain in our body when we're meditating. Yeah, no pain at all. Is anybody's body here completely comfortable? Anybody have a body that when you sit down to meditate, your body's totally comfortable? Anybody? No, our body by nature is uncomfortable. Yeah. So this, you know, this sensual desire, how much we're hooked in to how we interact with the environment, and we're so attached to having pleasant sensations. And so much of our life is geared around getting the pleasant sensations that we want. Yeah. I mean, just think about it. What happens in the morning? The alarm clock rings. Unpleasant sensation from the sound. Unpleasant. Turn it off. Okay. Oh, the bed's so comfortable. Oh, attachment. I want to stay in it. But I have to get up. Oh, I can have a cup of coffee. I'm not at Sravasti Abbey. I can have a cup of coffee. Oh, I want to get out of bed for my cup of coffee. You know? And so with the you know, image of a cup of coffee, as the longer you stay here, it becomes a cup of tea. You know, my coffee, my tea, you know, oh, I'm going towards that. I can get out of bed for that. Yeah? So we drag ourselves out of bed. And then the whole day, we're basically doing things to have pleasant experiences, aren't we? Yeah, we arrange our room the way we like it so that it looks good. We want the place where we live in to a certain degree of cleanliness. Of course, we can't agree what that is, but our way is definitely right. And so we insist that everybody cleans it up, you know, the way we want it, because we, you know, want to see nice things. Everybody has to say nice things to me. Nobody is allowed to say things that I don't want to hear. The world should just know that. I don't want any bad news. I don't want any criticism. I don't want anybody telling me I'm wrong, anybody disagreeing with me. I don't want to hear any verbal sounds from anybody that get in my way and make me unhappy. This is the way we are. Isn't it? Yeah? I mean, we hide it. We hide it. We look so sweet. But inside, this is how we're trying to arrange our whole life. So we only experience nice things, and we're very far away from the people who say things we don't like, you know? From the people who make, you know, who we don't want to see, you know, sick people, dead people, old people. We don't want to see those. No, put them somewhere else. No. We only want to smell nice things. So you know, how much money do we spend every year buying all sorts of perfumes and, you know, all sorts of stinky stuff to disguise the stinkiness of our body. Yeah? And we want we want food that we like. We don't want food we don't like. And we're going to insist on getting the food we like. Yeah. And the temperature has to be right. Everything has to be right. And so much of our time and energy on a daily basis is spent trying to make the world cooperate with what we like. Yeah, this kind of attachment leaves us very little time to sit on the meditation cushion. And when we do sit on the meditation cushion, what is our mind thinking about? Happy, pleasurable things we're going to get off when we get off when we rise up from the meditation cushion. Isn't it? Yeah, you sit down and you're trying to visualize the Buddha, and there's pizza. Yeah, lots of cheese, mushroom pizza. I like that kind. Maybe a little pineapple on it too. Yeah, no, what? No, the pineapple's okay. Leave off the pepperoni. I don't like that. Okay? Perfect visualization of pizza. Yeah. There's the Buddha sitting on lotus pizza. Yeah. Yeah. And our whole session turns into, meditating on pizza. Yeah. Or our meditation session turns into meditating on Buddha boy. Or Buddha girl, depends on whatever you're attracted to. Oh, gonna get off the cushion. Oh, I remember I was with Buddha boy. Oh, he was so nice. We meditated together. That was such a far out meditation. Feeling him by my side, knowing that after we get off the cushion, he's gonna kiss me. Oh, kind of the Buddha's gone and the boy is there. Yeah? I mean, does sensual desire interfere with your meditation? Yeah, it does when you look. Yeah?
Meditation interferes with my
sensual desire, yes. Yes, that's exactly it. Yeah. Yeah, I remember when I did Vajrasattva retreat, every meditation was about me, and once in a while I got distracted and visualized Vajrasattva, So, yeah. So, this is just the way we are right now. So sensual desire is a big hindrance to meditation. Yeah, probably one of the biggest ones, because the mind so easily likes to go to pleasant objects and daydreaming. Yeah, and this is what Newsweek magazine calls meditation, and what many therapists call meditation. You sit there and, you imagine being at the beach and da-da-da-da-da. Okay? So there's actually a big difference between meditation and daydreaming. But we very easily go to daydreaming. So this is a hindrance to us. So how do we counteract it? First of all, we need to have introspective awareness, a mind that notices when our mind is going in the direction of sensual desire. Okay, so we need to be able to notice it and identify it and admit it to ourselves that my mind is on sensual desire right now. Okay? Then, if the sensual desire is small, we just renew our mindfulness. Mindfulness is a mental factor that remembers the object of meditation and keeps the mind on it. We renew our mindfulness on the object of meditation. Okay? And then continue meditating. However, sometimes the sensual desire is so strong that we come back to the meditation, and then like that, we're back to pizza. We come back to the meditation, then we're on Buddha boy. Okay, we come back to the meditation, then we're on, family dinner or whatever it is, Christmas. course, it's August, that doesn't matter. But, you know, we daydream about Christmas. Okay? So if the sensual desire is really, you know, taking you away, and you, even though you bring your mind back, it goes off, then you need to temporarily do another kind of meditation to subdue the desire. So the other meditation you do is to meditate on impermanence and death, or on the disadvantages of cyclic existence. Okay? When we meditate on impermanence and death, we see that the things that we're attached to are changing in every single moment. They don't last very long. We can't take them with us when we die. So why let them occupy our mind right now? Yeah. And if you do a real serious meditation, you know, just remembering that death is definite, the time of death is indefinite, and none of this stuff can come with me, that really sobers the mind up. Yeah. And makes us see, you know, if I can't take this with me, and if this thing is in the process of aging and decaying in every split second, then there's nothing here to cling on to. So put it down. You know, my Dharma practice is much more important. Okay, so when your mind is more sober, then you return to your object of meditation. Okay. Or you remember the defects of cyclic existence. You know, getting born again and again, dying again and again. You know, going up and down in samsara from high realms to low realms again and again. All these kinds of, you know, disadvantages, aging, sickness, and death again and again. Yeah. And so if you remember that, that also reminds you, oh, all these samsaric pleasures, you know, they really aren't worth it. They just hook me into, you know, getting born again and again, seeking things that can't bring me the happiness I want. Okay. So again, that lowers your mind, the energy of your mind, and then you can come back to the Buddha. You know, if your concentration's on the Buddha, then you come back to the Buddha, and actually at that time you really feel a deeper sense of trust and refuge in the Buddha, because you recognize that, you know, the Buddha's going to teach you the Dharma, which is the way to the deathless, the way out of all these disadvantages of cyclic existence. Okay? Then the second hindrance is ill will or malice. Okay? So while sometimes we get distracted to objects that we like, sometimes our mind is overwhelmed by thinking about things we don't like. And some of us are more, go more to the side of attachment, some of us more to the side of anger. But, you know, malice and ill will are also a big hindrance. You sit down to meditate, and it's like you're so mad at that bird for chirping. You're so mad at that person sitting in the meditation hall because they're clicking their mala. You're so mad at somebody who reminded you to do your chores even though you haven't done them in 3 weeks. You know, you don't want to do them. So, you know, where our mind just, you know, is very prickly. Any small thing, we become so sensitive sometimes. Any small thing somebody does, we just take offense to it. We interpret it as they don't like me, they're rejecting me, they're pushing me away, I don't belong here, you know. And so then we get hurt, and, you know, we kind of go like this, hide away, or we get angry. Who are they treating me like that? They can't talk to me like that. You know, what are they doing? Remind me to do my chores. What are they doing, you know, telling me that it's my day to cook? Yeah. What are they doing? Reminding me to study before the review session. Yeah. Who do they think they are telling me what to do? I don't need to be told what to do. I walked into breakfast and the negative vibe was there already. I sat down to breakfast. I didn't even do anything. I could feel this person sitting next to me, their negative vibe going. Right? Yeah. So we get so, easily offended, upset, angry. We want to retaliate back. Leave me alone. Get off my back. Mind your own business. Yeah, go stick your head in a hole. Be an ostrich. Just get away from me. Yeah. But you know what? What's real interesting? Often when we're so angry at people, what we really want is to connect with them. Yeah, isn't it? When we're angry at people, especially, because who do we get angry with the most? The people we care about the most. People we live with. Yeah? So do you really want to push the person you live with and care about away from you? No. Is your behavior pushing them away from you? Yes. Are we behaving in our own self-interest? No. It's pathetic, isn't it? It's really sad. So sad. Because all we really want to do is to connect with other people, isn't it? And yet when malice and ill will fill our mind, it's like people just want to get away from us because we're... the smoke's coming out. We're emanating the bad vibes the same way the Buddha emanates this white purifying light. We're emanating the bad vibes. And I'm mad. I'm in a bad mood. You did this to me. You And what we're really trying to say in all that is, will you be my friend? Look at your own mind. Is that true? Is that true? Yeah, when you're mad at somebody you live with. Are you really trying to push them away, or are you really trying to say, I want to be friends? You're really wanting to be friends, but we behave in exactly the opposite way. Because when we're in a bad mood like that, nobody wants to get near us. Yeah?
I have difficulty to understand that.
Because nobody understands you. All those mean people who don't understand you.
No, but you said that I want to connect, but that's not how it feels at all. It's like, get out of my way.
Yeah, but on the surface, it's get out of my way. But underneath the get out of my way, do you really want to be in that building all by yourself with nobody else there because you're so angry at everybody else that you've chased them out?
And I felt the pain of feeling disconnected and all of that.
Yeah. Don't say but. Yeah? So, yeah. No, but on the surface, we're saying, get out of here. But underneath, that's really the last thing we want. Yeah. What we're saying to the whole world is, get out of here. You're driving me crazy. I don't like you. I don't like you. You're bothering me. You're disturbing me. You don't like me. You're wrong. You're beating up on me. You're prejudiced against me. Everybody get out of here. And we chase everybody away. And then we sit there alone. And then what?
We want them back.
We do, don't we? we want them back. Because inside of our heart, we want to connect with other living beings. Because we know we need other living beings to stay alive. And we know that we have love that we want to share with other living beings. Yeah? So I think rather than let ourselves get all hooked up on that, get out of here, look below in our own mind. What is it we're really wanting? We're not wanting to sit in the house all alone. We've even scared the cats out and the dogs out, and the fleas out, because everybody's driving us crazy. Even the stink bugs don't want to come around us. Yeah. But then we're there all alone and we feel quite miserable, don't we? Okay. So this kind of ill will that we often get so hung up in is really to our own detriment. And it's a huge hindrance in our meditation, isn't it? Because we can spend a whole meditation session feeling unhappy and angry at somebody. I've done it many times. Yeah? Just the whole meditation session. I'm so unhappy. I'm so angry. Oh, why do they do this? Oh, I want them to, I can't stand it anymore. I'm going to let them know I can't endure their behavior anymore. Single-pointed concentration. Isn't it? Yeah, really. I know from experience, I could spend a whole meditation, 1 hour, thinking negative thoughts about somebody, no distraction. Yeah. We're laughing, but it's really sad, isn't it? Yeah. And then we get up from our meditation session, like we hear ding, and it's like, oh, where am I? I was just in hell. Yeah. Oh, I'm back here. But then we remember whatever it was we were mad at, this person at work, this person that I live with, this person here, this, family member, whoever it is. We remember and like, I'm going to go tell them what I think. And then we're planning how to get even. We're planning how to dump all of our hatred and anger on top of them. Because underneath we're really trying to say, I'm scared, I'm hurt, I want to be your friend, and I don't know how. Okay? So, when we have malice in our mind like that, I think it's, then the masters say that we should meditate on love to counteract it. I think as a prelude to meditating on love, first we have to acknowledge that we're angry. Sometimes we don't even want to acknowledge we're angry. We have bought into the story that other people are doing this or that so much that we can't even say I'm angry. So first of all, I think we need to be able to admit I'm angry. I have ill will. Then go below the surface. What's there below the surface? I'm hurt. I'm scared. Go deeper. What is it I really want? I want to feel safe. I want to feel connected. I want to have a good relationship with other living beings. When you get to that point where you know in your heart that you really, the bottom line is you want to have a good relationship with other beings, then you start the meditation on love. Yeah. And in the meditation on love, we, wish others to have happiness and the causes of happiness. And we imagine them being happy. And what's amazing sometimes we think that the people that we're mad at, we don't want them to be happy at all. But actually, if they were happy, they wouldn't be doing what's bugging us. Yeah, why are they doing whatever it is that's disturbing us? Because they're unhappy and they're trying to be happy and they don't know how. So why don't we wish them happiness and the causes of happiness? Yeah, because if they were happy, they wouldn't be saying or doing whatever it is that we don't like. And so we sit there and, imagine them being happy. That person who just insulted you, instead of taking the insult personally, realize that the insult is an expression of their unhappiness. Yeah, and say, wouldn't it be wonderful if they were happy? Wouldn't it be wonderful if they were happy and had self-confidence and didn't need to think that insulting somebody else would make them feel better? Wouldn't that be nice? Yeah? And then imagine them being happy and having self-confidence and having a peaceful mind. And imagine them feeling loved. And because they feel loved, then they're friendly to you. And they're kind to you. And then you can also be kind to them. Yeah? So really wish them well. And imagine them being happy. Now sometimes we get so angry at people because of things in the past that, we're just living in the past and, we've been so mad at people for, 10 years, 20 years, 30 years. Yeah? Do you have people that you've been mad at for many, many years? People you hold a grudge against for many years? May they have suffering and its causes? Yeah? Where your mind is, wanting that for them? Yeah? So if there's people like that, we need to really heal those relationships. And we heal them in our own mind by releasing our own anger and releasing our hurt, releasing our fear, and just wishing them well. Now, it's no sweat off our back to wish them well. Yeah. Sometimes when we're really engaged and we feel so negative towards somebody, we feel like if we wish them well, it's like it would be a huge negativity to wish them, how can I possibly wish them well? Yeah. But if we do, it really heals our own heart. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And then it's quite amazing, because if we heal the hurt inside of us, then when we see that person again, we see them in an entirely different way. We experience them in an entirely different way. And lo and behold, they act in an entirely different way. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And the same would be true by extension on the collective level. I'm thinking of like corporate greed or something that's kind of faceless, but I'm upset.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. May all those guys on Wall Street have internal satisfaction and peaceful minds, so that they don't so that they don't think that money is a measure of their value as a human being. May they value and treasure themselves and be confident within themselves, so that they don't have to grab onto money and cheat other people to get it in order to feel good about themselves. Yeah. May they learn to take delight in generosity. Yeah. May all these Wall Street executives give away their bonuses and feel so happy being generous. Wouldn't that be amazing? Yeah. Does it make you happy thinking about that? I mean, I I felt so happy when I said that, like some big guy with his six-figure bonus, kind of sitting there writing out checks to all these charities. Wouldn't that be wonderful? And imagining how good he feels being able to give his money away and know that other people, can use the resources and be comfortable due to his generosity. That would be so nice. Yeah?
And perhaps it takes that precondition of somebody meditating on a hillside. Wouldn't that be cool? And then they catch it and
yeah.
maybe find the pump somehow.
Yeah. Yeah. Instead of just hate, send something like that to them.
One thing I've kind of noticed is that if I miss coming here or going on retreats by more than a couple months, I start getting a little angrier. And it also is surprising me how quickly it can happen. I can go from 0 to 60 in a flash, and all it takes is one tiny little seed. And but I noticed as a result of that I try to be a lot more careful with people around me, because I have a spiritual practice. I like to think I have at least a little more self-control than the people I represent. And for those in the room, I'm a criminal defense attorney, so some people don't know me, but that's not necessarily true. And you can see people out there just be very calm and peaceful, and then in a split second something happens.
Yeah.
Rage.
Yeah.
And that's the part that sometimes I like what you said about having no expectations, because sometimes you pat yourself on the back for what a practitioner you are, how you meditate, and then all of a sudden you just want to fight somebody.
Mm-hmm.
And I think the real fruit of the practice comes when you look 5 years or 10 years previous, and you see you made at least a tiny bit of progress.
Yeah. Yeah.
I just realized this applies to me too.
Mm-hmm.
Like when I get angry at myself, or I hate myself, or I can't stand what I'm doing, or I hold grudges against myself.
Yeah.
Then I should push myself out.
Yes, definitely. Definitely. Actually, they recommend when we do the meditation on loving kindness that we start with ourselves and wish ourselves happiness. It's not selfish to wish ourselves happiness. We all want happiness. It's not selfish to want happiness. And may we have the kind of happiness that makes us completely satisfied and peaceful inside of ourselves. And may we be free of hurt and pain. May we be free of vengeance. Yeah? May we take delight in giving. Yeah? And really spend some time wishing ourselves well. I think that's very, very important. Yeah? And why not? We say, may all sentient beings have happiness, and we're a sentient being. Yeah? We're not saying, may all sentient beings except one have happiness. It includes us. We should, practice loving kindness towards ourselves. And I think often when we do, then our whole feeling about other people changes. Because I think when we are very judgmental and hard on ourselves, then we just take that same judgmental attitude and put it on other people. when we can have some gentleness with ourselves and tolerance for ourselves and compassion for ourselves, then we can have gentleness and tolerance and compassion for others.
Related to this and what Tree just said, today when we did the after lunch prayer, it was the first time that I heard the verse, when someone scolds me, makes me unhappy, hits me, attacks me with weapons, or does things up to the point of killing me. I was laughing because I thought, this is what's been in my face. It's here. Who's scolding and making me unhappy? You know, and our recent guest, that's what I felt like was getting pointed out to me. I'm doing that to myself.
Yeah. 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 That we're scolding ourselves and beating ourselves.
Even if I don't hear it.
Mm-hmm.
It's hidden from me usually.
Yeah. Yeah. But I think we have to practice noticing those negative things we say to ourselves about ourselves and catch that as well. Yeah. So it's not just the ill will towards others, but it's also the self-judgment. Mm-hmm. Okay. I think that's enough for right now, huh? Give you something to think about, maybe?